Alright, painting class. We are finally starting color and color theory, and this will be kind of our warm-up practice slash introduction to getting used to mixing colors. Okay. Alright, so by this time you should have your color paints. So if you don't have them yet, go ahead and go get them. I have the painting color list, the color paint list on the materials list that I sent you, so please refer to that, okay? Now you're going to notice that there are a lot of different colors, different blues, different reds, different yellows. And so for this assignment and for the color complementary chromatic scales and the Albers studies, you're going to find that it's not easy. You may need different colors, or the colors that you purchase don't necessarily work, but I'd say do your best to get to the closest, and the more you use color, mix color, get used to color, and kind of search for the colors that you are looking to try to create, you're gonna know what you'll need and what you won't need, okay? But for this, just use what you have to your best abilities, okay? So what you're gonna need for, I think it was the 23rd, you're going to have to paint 3 chromatic scales, right? Chromatic color scales, and there is a PowerPoint presentation on color theory that I shared with you, and please look at that as well. But color theory, you can get really deep with that, but I think a good start are the Albers studies, the Joseph Albers studies, and there's a reading that I want you to do along with the color Joseph Albers study paintings, and also complementary colors, right? First of all, let's kind of go over the basics. I won't go too deeply into that, but this is your color wheel, right? And we have the primaries, yellow, red, and blue, right? Secondary colors are the primary colors that are adjacent to each other mixed. So yellow and red mixed together is orange, and then yellow and blue would be green, and then red and blue would make purple, right? Complementary color pairs are the colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So red opposite of green. The opposite of red on the color wheel is green, and then for violet it's yellow, right? And then for blue it's orange. This is all explained in the PowerPoint presentation. It also goes to different color harmonies, but we're focusing on the complementary pairs right now. I think one of the most effective and beautiful results that you can achieve is through using the complementary and unifying harmonious ways of using color is with the complements and the complement pairs, right? If you can find a way to use and incorporate the chromatics, the scales in the complement from the complementary colors or pairs, yeah, I think it's one of the best ways to use color, to use all the neutrals to make colors come out, complement each other. And also I think it's good practice to be able to mix colors using the complements and not use black to dull or make a color more neutral or more gray, or tone it down, tone the saturation down. So you'll understand as we look through this. But I have the example. Also, I shared it with you on Blackboard and email. So if you follow this, or try to follow this chart right here. So you're going to need 3 it's on the assignment sheet, but 3 chromatic scales for each basic pair. So green and red, blue and orange, and purple and yellow. Okay. And for I'll explain this as I'm showing you the demo, but basically, so for the complements, what the complements do to each other is it makes it kind of amps each other up. So it kind of makes each other very bright, vibrant, and I forgot the word, but if you mix the two complement pairs to each other, it kind of nullifies it, or it kind of makes this gray, or kind of it kind of cancels each other out. So if you mix like the purple and yellow, you get kind of this weird gray, and then green and red and yellow and orange and blue. And then if you look at the PowerPoint examples that I will send you, you can notice how each painter uses the complementary pairs to really make the colors vibrant in areas that are needed. And so like here we have the oranges, the warm oranges, and the cool blue in the sky. Complementary pairs of the yellow and violets, orange and blues, purple and yellow. Sometimes they'll use more than one pair, but for each one you can kind of identify like the green and the red. The red, how it just brightly stands out against the cool bluey greens. The reds and greens in the self-portrait by Vincent van Gogh. Okay, so when you're creating this, it's gonna be very difficult, much more difficult than the volume scale, the black and white grayscale volume scale. So if you mess up, then try again, and I may ask you to try again because it's so important to get this down, to at least try to get close. So if you look at this one on this side, on the right, so you're going to notice that there are two kind of columns, one that's darker and one that's lighter. For the one on the right versus the left, the one on the right, I'm sorry, I think I said right for this one last time. There's a little bit of white mixed in so that it kind of shows the color better, because if you don't add the white, it just kind of stays very dark and black and gray. But if you add a little bit of white, the colors kind of show a little bit better. So that's what I'll be asking you to do, to have one side that's just without the white and one that's with a little bit of white. Okay, so in a way you're going to need 6, but not really, because you're just adding white to make it lighter and to show it. Okay, so that'll be in the next video. Okay.